All right, good morning, you guys. We're just now going live on Facebook, and I've got some people popping in on Zoom here. We'll get started in another minute. I won't hold you guys for very long since you guys were all here in a timely manner. So we're going to give everybody about a minute, and then we're going to get started. And as a reminder, you're all going to be muted during the duration of this. And then if you have questions, put those into the chat if you're on Zoom. And then if you're joining us from Facebook, put those into the comment section. Cody Hammer will be popping on here in a little bit to kind of just give us some tips and tricks that she has had success with when running these ads. So we'll get started in another minute. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and just get started here. So today we're going to be talking about how do we effectively build a Facebook ad campaign through command. Okay, so obviously you guys are muted, but I just want to let's do some participation this morning. So if you have completed a Facebook ad campaign through command, if you're on Zoom, go into the chat and just say me or I. And if you're joining us from Facebook and you have completed a Facebook ad campaign via command, just put an emoji or something there so I know that you guys are participating, and I just want to know who has done it. So I'm going to go back and look at that towards the end of the class. And then again, if you popped on a little bit late after my little intro, make sure that you you are going to be muted for the duration of the class. And then if you have questions, just put those into the chat and we'll get to those at the end. But hopefully we are thorough and you will get your answer. My gosh, I cannot talk today. You will get your question answered during the class is my hope for you. So let's go ahead and get started. So we are on the homepage of command. There are a few things we need to check in our settings before we're going to go actually into the campaign section. So to access your settings, we're going to go over to your name, and next to your name, there's a little drop-down arrow. I'm going to click that drop-down arrow and I get these settings. So I'm going to click on settings. Now it's going to bring us right to the applications page, so we don't have to go anywhere once we're here. We just need to make sure our Facebook has been connected. Now, I want you to note two things, that there is actually two different places that you can connect your Facebook. So if I scroll down, the first you're going to see is a social connection. So this Facebook is only for post scheduling. This is not for ads. Now you can connect that, but that's not actually what we need for the ad portion of it. This is only if you are scheduling Facebook posts via command. So I need you to scroll down even further, and you're going to be looking for marketing automation. Okay. So the Facebook ad manager, that's what we want to connect in here before we go start creating our ads. Now, when you go into connect, obviously I have already connected my account. So when you go into connect account, it's going to ask you to sign in. You guys, you are signing in under your personal Facebook page. So you're not going to see your business page right here. It's going to have your name, so your personal page, but the system is going to know if you have business pages within that page. So you can't post ads to your personal page. Those have to be filtered through your business page. So it's not going to let you connect it if you don't have business pages already set up. But when you are connecting right here, you're going to be connecting to your personal. So even if I clicked manage, I can see that, okay, this is the personal account I have connected. If I need to disconnect it, I can do that. Or if you need to connect multiple accounts, I can click connect more, and it's going to start. Okay, sorry, it's saying it's already connected. So it's noticing that I'm already logged into Facebook. So it's noticing that this is already connected. But if you had, you know, husband, wife that want to connect both accounts, you could do that. All right. So that's going to be your first step before you even come into the campaign section. Okay. So we're going to always make sure we have this connected. All right. Now let's go into campaign. So if I come over to the left-hand side, these are my applets. Now, if you hover, it's going to tell you what you're about to go into. But if you just want to click the red KW, it's going to pull out a sidebar. And then you can actually see the names of everything. And we're going to go into the campaigns right here. All right. This is your dashboard of the campaign section. So you're going to see just some informational data on this page. So quick posts, you're going to see any updates that they're making, tips and training down here at the bottom. And then anything you have connected or running is going to be over here. Okay. So anything that's connected or running will be over there on the connected account section. So we're going to come into paid ads. All right, so this is where your ads are going to live. So if you've never ran an ad, this is what you're going to see. Okay, it's just going to be blank. There's no ads that have ran. There's nothing that you've stopped or turned off. It's just going to be blank. Now, if you have already ran something, that will obviously filter down here, and that's what you're seeing if you are on this page. So just wanted to explain that real quick. So right now I haven't obviously ran any ads. So you can see that I don't have any impressions. I don't have any leads captured, and I have not spent any money because I've not ran any ads. So let's go ahead and run an ad. So we're going to click the create a new campaign button. And actually, hold on. Let's pause for a second. I need to unmute Cody. Well, Cody, I'm going to unmute you, but if you need to mute yourself, but I wanted to make sure if you wanted to like cut me off, you can do that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and choose our campaign type. Now, guys, there's different options on here. When we say campaigns, I think everybody assumes that everything nothing's free in here. That's not the case. It's going to tell you on this page what you have to pay for and what's free. So any social ads, so that's, you know, a paid Facebook ad, a Google ad, those you have to pay for. But these three down here, these are free. Okay, obviously not direct mail because you're paying for stamp and postage and all that. So email and social posts, those are free. So if you're not ready to go in and have to pay for an ad, you don't have to. You can come in here, create a social post, put that out on your Facebook, or go create an email campaign, send that out. So these are your free options, but we're going to be focusing on the social ad for Facebook. So I'm going to choose that type. Once we're in the type, okay, I can go ahead and enter my campaign name. So depending on if it's a specific property, whatever the case is, that's what I'm going to put here. Cody, do you want to explain to them why it's important to pick the right goal so that way it pulls in the leads correctly?
Well, first, before you guys start an ad, I kind of want everyone to think about where we want this ad to take them. So the follow-up landing page. So either we're going to take them to our website, we're going to take them to our website to search for homes, we're going to take them to a recruiting website, we're going to take them to a custom landing page that we've done for each listing. So we can kind of get a grasp on what our goal is, but also what information we want to give to the consumers that are clicking on this ad. So in this instance, Alicia, I'm assuming you're going to do a listing type ad.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So in this instance, we would create a custom landing page, which I'm more than happy to do a one-on-one with any of you and show you how to create those custom landing pages. It's super easy. So that's where we're going to follow up with it. To me, when you're advertising a listing, you would mark it advertised listing if it is, I mean, you're advertising the listing regardless if you're trying to attract buyers or not. If it's your listing, I would mark it advertised listing. If you're sharing someone else's listing, I would mark it attract buyers. So if you're advertising someone else's listing, it's not yours, go ahead and do attract buyers.
Great. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move forward with advertise a listing. And then I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom, you guys. So where will your campaign run? We're only focusing on Facebook today. We've tested, I haven't personally, but I know agents have tested Instagram. Nobody's really getting anything off of that. So I don't want you to waste your money with Instagram, and obviously Twitter. Don't even look at Twitter. So we're really just going to be focusing on Facebook. That's where the leads are. So I'm going to click on Facebook, and then we're going to click on set up campaign. It's going to bring us into the edit portion of this campaign. Now, the first thing it's going to do, because we told it, okay, we're advertising a listing, now it's going to have you go pull your listing. So if you're logged into your account, you're going to see your listings only. If you're an agent that you have asked another agent to advertise their listing, you're going to have to click on show all listings. So that'll bring up all the listings, all right? So we're going to go back to and I'm just going to pick one of Holly's. We'll choose this one. So I've selected my listing, and it's cropping my image right now. Okay, let's talk about this page before we move forward. On the right-hand side, as you are editing this listing, you're going to see the edits live as you go. So it's actually showing us the ad as we're editing it. So we haven't done enough editing for it to look like it's our ad. So it doesn't have our business page on there. And there, you know, it has just the examples of your text. So as we edit this, pay attention to the right-hand side, because this is going to change as we start editing. And it's also going to give you some previews. So right now we're in just the Facebook preview web feed. So if they are on a computer or laptop, this is what they're going to see. If I want to see, okay, what is it going to look like if I'm on my cell phone? I can click on mobile. There is the mobile view. Okay. We're going to go back to web. And now we're going to come over here to the left-hand side. So we're in the campaign details. Let me minimize all of these. Okay, so let me show you guys. We've got sections here, and each section has a circle, and it's either going to have a green check mark or a red or nothing. All of this needs to be green check marks for you to complete the campaign details section and to move forward with starting the campaign. So we're just going to go through each section. So name and goal, we've already completed that. That was choosing the name and choosing what's the goal of the ads. That's done. But if you had accidentally selected the wrong one, we could always go back and choose the correct one if the wrong one was selected. So we're going to save that. The next section is the listing. So obviously it did have us ask when we first came in here, what listing do we want? So the listing is in there, but again, if you accidentally chose the wrong one, I can always go back and change the listing if I need to, okay? Add text. All right, let's pull that drop down. This is a big one. All right, you guys, so the nice thing about this is because that it's connecting to our KWLS, it is pulling the main copy of the public remarks. Now, I would not leave it like this because you can already see that they have obviously broken down the public remarks so that way it's not a lot of characters. I wouldn't leave it like that. I would kind of obviously spell things out. Cody, do you want to touch on just how you would recommend them to put this text out there, what they're putting out?
Yeah, so what I've been trying to explain to everyone is when someone sees an ad, they're most likely their eye is going to go to the biggest, boldest font first or the photo first. So number one, on this main copy, we want to keep it kind of short and simple, not so much abbreviated, but if you want to leave Midtown Perfection and then put 4-bedroom, 4-bath in Midtown Tulsa, keep it short and simple and to the point on that. That headline is going to be where we're going to put a showstopper statement. So if it's got a massive pool in the back, you know, say summer ready with a pool in the back or something like that. And then in the description, what I've been putting is click learn more. And I put learn more in quotes for additional photos and information so that they know what they're getting when they click learn more. I have tried putting other things there and it gets cut off a lot. So they're not reading it. They're not gonna be able to read it anyway. So I might as well offer them, hey, this is what's gonna happen when you click learn more.
Yeah.
And the people that really want to know more are gonna click learn more and fill out their information. We've got the lead. And then we're gonna take them to that landing page I was telling you about.
Right. Love it. So you guys, you can see as I was making these edits to this this verbiage, you can already see those edits are being made on my preview. So again, we're able to see as we're making these edits, what is my ad going to look like? Like Cody said, we don't need novels on these ads. You can already see that, you know, just that sentence was already taken up almost, you know, the entire ad as far as length goes. So don't put novels on there. Let's keep it short and sweet and what's going to capture their eye. So this all has to be filled out. So everything with an asterisk, that is something that is required. So we've got our main copy, our headline, our description. All right, that's all filled out. And then we're going to click Save Ad Text. All right, now we're in Ad Media. So it immediately chose the first picture. Now, Cody, do you have any preferences on, you know, how many pictures you should be posting, what pictures you should be posting? What have you noticed on that end of it?
So when we're running ads, we need to be very creative in what makes this home special. So if you have a ton of really great photos, go ahead and put 3 to 5 photos on here. If the photos are a little limited or they're doing some work to the house, but you want to go ahead and run the ad, then just leave it to 1 to 2 photos. And then when they click on to learn more and we take them to that landing page, hopefully that's where we'll have a description of the house, what's going on with the house, why there's not enough photos, how they can get more photos, how they can get in contact with you. So just keep that in mind. If you have a lot of great photos, go ahead and do 3 to 5. If not, keep it limited to 1 or 2 so they click learn more to see the rest.
Great. So you guys, when we're adding photos, obviously we've got our first picture on there. If I want to add, just say 2 more photos. When I click add more, it is pulling the photos that are in the system. So let's go ahead and just select this kitchen right here. Okay. It's always going to ask you to preview and crop because Facebook has certain dimensions for its pictures. So you're just moving the box. Okay. You're not having to expand anything. You're just moving the box to where you want it. Okay. So let's see, you know what? I really like this little chandelier looking light. Okay. I'm going to save the image and there's my picture. So you can see this picture has been uploaded, but then even on my preview, I can see that the picture is over there. And you guys, this is going to be on a carousel format. So that means whenever this ad is running, as they're looking at the ad, those pictures are going to scroll as they're looking at it. Let's go ahead and add 1 more so you get more practice. I'm going to click add more. I'm going to scroll down and let's say we want to add the bathroom, the vanity. So I'm going to select that picture. I'm going to preview and crop. Again, we're just moving the crop. We're not having to do anything crazy. Do that. Click Save Image. All right. Let that load. All right. While that's loading, I have noticed, you guys, I think most of you, are doing it correctly, but horizontal pictures are always going to be the best for MLS because that's pushing out to all those different websites. Vertical pictures are horrible for marketing. You want to keep everything horizontal. It's just going to look weird whenever we have all these horizontal pictures and then we have a weird vertical thrown in there. So try to keep it the same in dimensions. So again, there are our 3 pictures and then it's on a carousel. So whenever they run across the ad, the pictures will scroll like this. So I really love that. Right underneath that, this is huge. This has to be on there, no ifs, ands, or buts. But it's our DBA logo. So that is our Keller Williams Realty Advantage logo. Most of you, probably 90% of you, should already have the KW Advantage logo loaded into your settings and command. Almost everybody should. I don't think there should be anybody that doesn't have it. So it's already catching that I have a logo. So it's, you can obviously, it's a little hard to see here, but on each picture, the KW Advantage logo is there, and that's going to keep us in compliance. So you guys, if you are seeing it with like a white box behind it, let me know so I can fix your logo for you. The transparent logos are always going to look better on top of those pictures. It just looks more clean. We don't want a big white box behind our logo on all of our pictures. And then it is going to ask you, okay, do you want it on the right-hand side of the picture or the left-hand side of the picture? It's completely up to you. So if I select left, it's going to move that logo to the left bottom corner of each picture. Okay. All right, and you're also probably going to see there's some wording down there. So that wording is the ownership statement. Okay, so that is the each office is independently owned and operated. So that is going to be on the bottom of each picture as well. I don't know why this isn't checked, but we're going to go ahead and check it. Let that load. All right, so we're going to save the ad media. All right, the next one is our channel options, which is the Facebook ad portion. So we're going to go ahead and click it to configure this section. All right. Cody, do you want to touch on this one more time so that way they get clarity on why we're sending them somewhere and what we need to be able to do that landing page before we even come in to do the campaign?
So I know that some of you might be getting kind of mixed trainings on this, and what I've learned is it's kind of it's all about what we're advertising, who is seeing the ad, and what we're taking them to. So I think it's very important that you guys on the number 2 on the Facebook ads select use Facebook lead form. If we don't do that, then it's up to them to fill out that lead form at the very end, and they're not doing it. I haven't gotten any leads when I run an ad that way. Like I said, it's up to you how you want the ad to run. If you just want to run an ad to get a lot of impressions and people seeing your ad, that's great. You don't want leads. Fantastic. You can use just the site or landing page. The good thing about the Facebook lead gen form is we're getting the best of both worlds. So they're putting their information in first, and then we're taking them to that landing page that they want all the information at. So we get to do both on that one. So I always obviously do learn more on the call to action button. It's like sign up and apply now. If those work for the type of ad you're running, that's great too. That follow-up destination URL, that's where I said if we're doing a listing, let's do a custom landing page. That way they're being taken to a landing page with just one listing information and just one agent on that page. They're not getting to search around at other homes and get distracted or accidentally click and contact the agent that paid to be on that page. It's just our information and just that listing. They can't really get lost there. So that's why I recommend doing a custom landing page. You can also click choose landing pages like Alicia just did, and you can do your download my app website, your homepage website. So those work well if you are doing kind of a general advertising. But for listings, I would like for you guys to be doing a custom landing page.
Great.
I think that's pretty much it. As far as down lower, so Alicia, if you want to just do a choose landing page for now, that way you can move on.
Yeah. Okay. And one thing, you guys, I want to make sure I didn't skip over it, was at the very beginning when we were connecting our Facebook page to the settings, you are connecting your personal page, but it knows if you have business pages. So there is my personal page under account, and then to the right of that where it says page, if you have multiple pages that you have built within your personal, you're going to get a drop down. So I'm connected to my Keller Williams real estate page, which is, just a template. I'm not an actual agent. It's my test template. And then I'm also connected to our public page. So because I am a part of these two pages, I have to make sure I'm choosing the right one. So make sure that you're choosing your real estate page and not your dog account or your car account, whatever that is. Make sure you're choosing the right business page that you want the ad to be running as, because once I choose that page over here to the right, now this ad is starting to look more like me. It's pulled over my headshot and there is the name of my business page on top of the ad. All right. Destination was where are we sending them? So like Cody said, we're just always going to tell you guys, always use the Facebook lead generation form. We've had such great success with that. And then that call to action label, we're going to leave it on learn more, especially since we put it in the description. So we're going to leave that on learn more. And then our follow-up destination URL, we really want you guys to focus on creating those custom landing pages so that way they're getting value whenever they're going to that page. So make sure, reach out to Cody so she can get with you guys on learning how to create those, right? All right, ad targeting. This is step number 3. So we're still in the Facebook section. So we've had some mixed reviews on this, you guys. We really want you guys to still be custom. So don't leave it under just Tulsa with a radius of 20 miles. We want you to go ahead and click use custom settings. So we're going to toggle that over. We're going to get these options. Now we're not going to go crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do Tulsa for this one. And we're going to go up to, we'll just go up to 30. Okay, that's completely up to you. The minimum is 15, and I think the max is 50 if I remember correctly. So then we're going to go into expert targeting. We're going to add or change interest. Okay, Cody, do you want to talk about this real quick on what we've noticed when we're talking about targeting?
So I've ran a lot of ads because I wanted to test them out for you guys. And I did some where I didn't put any targeting. I did ads where I only put 4 or 5 interests, and then I did ads that had over 200 interests. So what these interests are is what people are looking at online. So that's the audience we're targeting. I've had fair results when I only did 4 or 5, and I've had really great results when I've done as many as possible. Anything that pertained to the listing or what I was advertising, if I selected that interest, like I said, I had great results with that also. It's going to be up to you all to test the waters on what you're advertising and how many you're putting in there. I did not see it didn't do anything worse selecting as many as possible. So just keep that in mind. It is very time consuming. I always recommend that you guys do Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, anything like that. I don't select Premier Agent, Zillow, or Trulia because I don't know that the general public knows to be searching online for a Premier Agent, but I wouldn't see where that would hurt either. So that's kind of up to you guys if you wanted to do that.
Perfect. So you guys, I've come in here and you can see that I have went in here and I've started selecting. So at the bottom, it's telling me, okay, you've got 3 selected, and I've selected Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com. Like Cody said, you can put in as many as you want to in here. We just don't want you to not put anything at all. I'm going to click Save Selection.
Hey, Alicia, one more thing on that.
Yeah.
Once you guys have added kind of the basic ones that you know would be in there, go ahead and click Add or Change again, Alicia, and we'll show them. When you do the interest drop down right there, you can scroll through and select all of these. So if you have a land property that would be good for agriculture, select agriculture. You can go through there and do credit scores and FHA lending and mortgage lenders, people that are looking at this stuff, Craigslist, Facebook, all of the credit score websites. If people are searching for this because they're looking to buy a home, go ahead and target those people. So I just encourage you guys to scroll, at least for your first time, scroll through all of these and get very creative on, one, someone that's buying a home, what are they looking at online? And 2, the specific home that you're advertising, what kind of buyer is gonna purchase that home? So what is unique about that home? What stands out about that home? If nothing really stands out about it, it's just a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Tulsa, it's not in the best school district, then just go through and select anything that a home buyer would be looking at online. But you guys can get very creative in here, and like I said, you can do over 200 interests if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And just kind of see what your results are with that.
Yeah, that's great. So let's go ahead and click Save Selection. So I went in there, and so you can see that these are my interests over here that we have selected. I can always go in here and delete if I need to, and then obviously I can always go back to add or change and add more or change if I need to make any changes. Let's scroll down here. So we have completed that step. So we're going to click Save Facebook Ad. Oh, looks like we're missing something. Oh, it's not liking that.
You just need to add the HTTPS in front of it, I think.
There we go. Okay. Oh, and it took away my location. Okay, let's get out of this section. So save Facebook ad. Your last step, you guys, is the duration and budget. So when we came back from Mega Camp last year, we've been raving about ads for a long time, and that's because agents are getting great results from it, and agents with Keller are great at sharing those results. So what works best for them. So particularly for the Oklahoma region, the sweet spot is $3 to $5 per day, no more than 10 days. Cody, do you still agree with that, or what have you seen that you would disagree with that?
I ran a 15-day ad, $3 a day, didn't have quite as great results. It didn't average to be as good as a 10-day ad. And then I ran a 30-day ad, and my leads dropped significantly.
Okay.
So it's saturating your money if you do it longer.
Yeah, so keep it short and sweet. Even if like you want to run an ad for continuously, but turn it on for 10 days and then immediately have another one running.
Restart
it. Yeah, so let's just keep them fresh. So it's not going to let the ad start today because the day has already started. So on my start date, it's already pulling for tomorrow. So if I click the calendar, I can choose which day I want it to start. Now it's not going to start today because today is the 6th. So I can choose my day. So let's say, okay, I want it to start Saturday. Right now, it pulled it down to 9 days. So let's say, you know what? Well, I want it to run for 10 days. So let's bump it to the 18th. And now the duration is set to 10 days. So that means this ad is going to run for 10 days. Then when we get down to total campaign budget, right now we're on 30 because we're going to let it run for $3 per day. But let's say, you know what? I want to bump it to $5 per day. If I click the plus, as I click the plus, it's adding 10 cents. Let's say, we'll just go to $4. So we're going to budget this to $40. It's going to we're going to be charged $4 per day, and it's going to run for 10 days. So down here, you get a little, a total for you. So that way, you know exactly what you're doing, what you're spending per day, that kind of thing. And then also, you guys, let's say that, you know what, you messed up the ad. Okay. You realized on day number 5, you're like, shoot, you know what? I'm not getting any traction off this. I didn't put in any interest, or you put in the wrong city and it's just the ad's not working for you. You can stop the ad and you're only charged for the days that it ran. Am I saying that correctly, Cody?
Yeah, what it does is it'll still charge you that $40, but it credits you in Facebook advertising for the next time that you run. You can use that credit.
Yeah, so you can use that credit that you didn't use on the following ad. So keep that in mind. If you mess it up and you're like, shoot, I can't. So, and that's the other thing, you guys, you can't make any edits. So once you turn this on, it's on, because that means it's pushed it out to Facebook. You can't make any edits. So if you do mess it up, you will need to stop it and start a new one.
Right.
So once we get to save duration and budget, we're done. The next step is to, if you're not ready to let it run today, I would save it. That's going to just save it in your drafts. But if we're ready to publish it, this is the section where it's going to ask for your credit card. And then it's also going to show you if you have any credits. Okay. So it's going to ask you to select your payment method or select a credit if you have any credits in there. Okay. You would just add your credit card and it's going to charge you. Now it's going to come up as a KWRI on your credit card statement. So just keep an eye out on that. And then you're also going to get an email confirmation saying that you were charged for this ad. Now, you guys, I get questions, and I'm sure Cody does too about this, but we'll get calls that say, okay, I've turned this ad on and I'm not seeing it on my Facebook business page and I'm not seeing it on my feed. Well, you guys, if you're not actually searching for those interests, if you're not searching for credit or Zillow or whatever interest you put with the ad, you're probably not going to see it on your timeline. And then also, we're not actually posting from our business pages. Now we're posting as our business page for the ad, but it's not actually going to live in your Facebook business page. Am I saying that correctly, Cody?
Yeah, that's correct. So the best way I can explain that, and if you guys really want to see that ad and interact on your ad, go through and search who you've targeted. So hop online and look at Zillow.com a couple times a week, and guess what? You're going to start seeing that at your own ad pop up because you're within 30 miles of Tulsa and you've been on Zillow.
Great, love that. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and open this up for questions. If you have any questions about running an ad, or if you have any, if you want to share any stories of an ad you ran and you had great success with, we'd love to hear it. But let's go ahead and open it up to you guys, because I knew this was a big training that everybody likes to plug into and has interest in. So let's go ahead and open this for questions, or if you have any stories you'd like to share with the class, we'd love to hear from you. So let me pop on my Facebook as well. See if we have anything. Oh, let me refresh. There. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. I hope you guys reach out to us. We'd love to help you get these ads started for you guys. And one thing that I was in a training on recently that I thought was very profound was, this is not immediate business. So you guys, I don't want you to think that, oh my gosh, I'm going to run this ad and I'm going to have 50 leads and I'm going to have all these closings within the next couple of months. That's not how it really works. So you're going to have to work with these leads, and it's up to you to convert these leads. And actually, let's go ahead and just talk about, I can't believe I missed this. Where did the leads go? Let's just talk about that for a couple minutes. So as these leads are pulling in, you guys, the great thing about Command and that the functionality of it communicating with all these different platforms is, as those leads are coming in, they're going to automatically be put into your contact section. Hold on, let me save this as a draft. So if I come over here to contacts, let's let that save. Those leads will be put in here based off of the information they gave us. Next to each contact will be an L, and that means they are a lead. And if I actually open up the contact card, so we'll just do this one for example. If I open up this contact card, I can actually see the source of where that came through. So on the lead source, this one obviously says KW app site, but if it came from a Facebook ad, it would have that verbiage with it. I just cannot, for the life of me, remember what the actual term they use when it's a Facebook ad lead. Okay, so that's where your leads are going to filter into. And then within the campaign section, Cody, can you touch on how they can track? Actually, are you still on, Cody?
Yeah.
Can you share screen your campaign section?
Sure.
Okay, I just want, since I don't have any, I want them to be able to see just the data that goes with the ad.
Yeah, you do have a couple questions there.
Okay.
If you want to answer those, and then
Yeah,
it's
let's go to the chat. Yeah.
You have to give me permission to share.
Okay, I'll do that. So let's go through these questions real quick. I'm losing my voice. Julia, I have, hold on, where'd her question go? Okay, Katie has ran an ad, Dathel, Jeremy, Eric. That's okay, Eric, we can have you mastered on this. Julia has ran an ad and has received over 60 responses. Okay, she is a queen. Great refresher on running ad campaigns. Thank you, Julia. It's because I put Cody in on here. She's just so familiar with all of this, and she's actually running them actively. Dathel, what are some of the results you have seen for brand exposure? Do you want to touch on that, Cody?
Yeah, that goes back to what value are we giving these consumers and how we're targeting them. So whenever you're ready to do a brand exposure or kind of a generic ad, we really need to sit down and talk about what value you're giving them, what's going to make someone want to click on that learn more button. And each one's going to be different. Like I said, it's probably one of the more, it uses the most brain power, in my opinion, marketing, because you really want to get creative with it and think outside the box. So whenever you're ready to do brand exposure, any of you just holler at me and let's sit down and talk about it. Talk about what you want it to look like, what are the kind of consumers you're wanting to target? What kind of people do you want to work with? Kind of something more along those lines. When we first, and I'll show you my screen here in a little bit. When we first started this, I assumed the only way to get leads was if we were giving them that listing. And you will get more leads when you're providing them with a listing to go to, because people are interested in the house and the market and all of that. That's why I'm saying it's very important for us to think outside the box, but don't expect the same amount of leads on an ad like that you would on a listing.
Yeah, love that. And then Gara, this was a great question, especially you guys that focus on certain areas. So Gara does a lot of real estate in the Grand Lake area. So her question was, my main market is Grand Lake, anything different on radius? We may have just different opinions on that. I don't know, between me and Cody, if I'm thinking of it like that, I would really focus on just Grand Lake. I wouldn't go too far out. Cody, would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, and I'm not sure that if you typed in Grand Lake that it would pop up and generate from Google. You might have to put in the closest town to where you're centered. And then definitely on your interest in targeting, make sure you're putting RVs and cabins and getaways and summer vacation, because those are the kind of people eventually, people visit Grand Lake enough, they're going to want a vacation home there. So be targeting those interests on that ad.
For sure. And then what determines how much you spend per day? So it's up to you, Gara. So you are determining how much you spend per day. We've just been told our sweet spot for our region is that $3 sweet spot. East and West Coast, they're spending a lot more per day to capture those leads. It's a little bit more saturated out on those coasts. So yeah, it's definitely up to you, but we are recommending $3 per day, and then keep it short and sweet, 7 to 10 days for that ad. And then can you market in Tulsa for out-of-state listings? Vacation. Yeah. Because the cool thing about KWLS is that you can market anybody's listing with KW. So now obviously we want you to ask them to make sure it's fine to market their listing. Anything on that, Cody?
Yeah, are you talking about kind of a referral thing? So you would refer someone from Tulsa to call an agent in Colorado?
She said, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so all you would do is you can share a home in, say, Colorado on your ad, and then in your verbiage, make sure you put, hey, I'm working with a great KW agent from Colorado. This is her name. Contact me if you want to learn more about this great vacation home, something like along those lines, so that they know you have referral partners in whichever state that listing's in.
Yeah, great question, Dathel. Love that. That's a different perspective too. Just, there's a lot we can do within those Facebook ads. You don't have to be so strict on what you're running. So let me check on Facebook. Oh, go ahead.
Susan does encourage you guys to make sure we're asking permission to share someone else's listing.
Yeah.
I don't know many people that would say no, but
right.
Always nice to be asked. So we have to keep that in mind.
Okay, Cody, I gave you co-host privileges, so see if you are able to share your screen now.
Okay. It's asking me for another thing, so 1 second on that.
Okay. And you guys, we are switching the share screen because Cody actually runs ads through her command. So I want you guys to see what those are going to look like as you're running them, and how you can track them, and what all that data means as you are collecting it. So give us a moment while maybe if I click stop share, Cody, let me try that. See that chat. Thank you, Dathel. Dathel said great training. Well, we appreciate you all being here. Oh, you know what, Cody? I can log into your account. Cody, I think we lost her. Okay, I think we lost her. You guys, I forgot I'm on my training laptop, and so we can get into her account. Perfecto. Cody, oh, let me unmute you. I forgot we're on the training laptop, so you don't have to screen share.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so let's go into campaigns. We're gonna go into paid ads. Okay. All right, so this obviously looks a lot different than mine because Cody is actively running ads, so you can see what's been completed in here. Now, Cody, as an agent, what are you looking for? Whether this is a great ad or this ad's not performing very like I would like it to. What are you looking for as an agent?
It's going to go back to our overall goal. If you are just trying to do brand awareness, keep your name out there, keep people looking at your ad and your name on social media and not so much getting the leads. Obviously, we can run it without the lead form and just give them a landing page to click on. So if you can see down, I think I did it on, okay, right, the 2320 West Memphis. I ran that ad for 10 days, $3 a day, and did not use Facebook lead. 26,275 impressions and 96 clicks. So that's how many people saw the ad, how many people clicked on my ad. Obviously, I didn't care to get a lead on that, so I didn't make them fill out their information. And then if you do the one above it, I ran that ad 10 days, $3 a day, and I made them click on Learn More. 3,342 people saw the ad, 319 clicked on it, and I got 41 leads. So that's kind of a way to gauge what you're wanting and what you're doing. Now, this new one I just started running today, the very top one, it says 0 impressions and 0 clicks. So those impressions are people that are actually liking or getting on the ad. So no one that has seen his ad has clicked on it, or it just hasn't registered quite yet. No one's clicked on the ad to read the verbiage, but it tells me I have 5 leads that are coming in. So 5 people have clicked the little Learn More button to go to the landing page. And then Alicia, if you want to kind of show them what the landing page looks like on the consumer tab, I already have it.
Yeah, let's go in there real quick. Down here.
And it's that top one if you'll just click the link. So this is where my ads take them. So it's basically a landing page we create. It's only this listing, only the information about this property, and only my contact information. So like I said, when I get online, I get lost in about 5 minutes, and I know a lot of people are that way. And this just keeps them, oh yeah, I clicked on the ad because I wanted to know about this property. And then at the bottom, there's another lead form option. So if they wanted to fill it out again and actually leave me a note, they can do that. When command pulls that information over, it shows me their note on their contact card. So I can see right there what they're asking me if they had a question.
Yeah, this is a great landing page. Love it. Okay, let's get out of here. Actually, leave that up. One thing else, you guys, that I have noticed is that, let me come back in here. Sorry, they've changed the pictures of these little widgets.
Yeah, they have.
And I get so confused now. So, okay, let's go back into campaigns. So you guys, if the terms are confusing you, so all these CPM, CPC, if this is confusing you, they have now put a little I over here. If I click that I, you guys, it's gonna give you explanations of what all this means. So on your dates, the start and end dates of your marketing campaign. If I scroll down here to CPM, so cost per 1,000 impressions. So it gives you explanation, so how it's used and how it's calculated. So if it's confusing you when you're looking at that, come in here, get familiar with what all these terms mean, and that's going to help you determine is your ad performing or is it underperforming? Okay. Okay. Let's end this with a few more questions. If you have any questions, let's see. Can we create the landing pages or only Cody? Either or. So Cody can either teach you how to do it, I can teach you how to do it, or Cody, how does that work if they just want you to do it?
If they want me, first off, if they want me to come in and run ads for them, it's $25 on their agent bill. I'll have to have their Facebook login and their command login to do so. And what I do with that ad is I create the landing page and send you that link so you can use it wherever you need it. Run the ad, and then I also do follow-up emails with you throughout those 10 days to make sure you're seeing how many leads you're getting, make sure it's doing what it should be doing. Or like Alicia said, I can train you how to do it on your own, and I'm happy to help. If you need help 3 or 4 different times, then that's what we'll do. I'm happy to walk you guys through that. The landing pages are super easy to put together. If you just wanted a landing page with no ad, I usually charge about $10 for that. And like I said, anything you do through our marketing department as an office just goes onto your agent bill for the design time.
Yeah, so you guys, this is leverage for you. So if this is just too confusing and you just don't feel like you're savvy enough to do this on your own, Cody is a huge leverage piece for you. So use her if you need her. But if this is something that you really want to dive into and learn, we are here for you. We can help you. We can, help you through this this process. And another thing, you guys, running these ads is great, but it's what you do after that's really going to be the telltale. So are you following up with these leads? We've had, or I'm not going to name drop from other offices or brokerages, but I've seen people share that they ran an ad and they never went back to see how it was doing. And then days later, weeks later, a month later, they log in and they got all these leads in their contacts and they never followed up. So you guys, it's all about follow up, and converting. We want to convert these leads over. So yes, they clicked on our ad and now they're in our database, but don't leave them there. So follow up with those leads. And that's going to be, what is the word I'm looking for? Can't think of the word on the tip of my tongue. But you guys, the main thing is what I'm trying to say is don't just leave your leads and your contacts in here. Do something with them. Don't leave them in here.
We had a couple more questions, Alicia. Katie, as far as the follow-ups, definitely, especially if you're getting in there and doing it, you're going to want to set them up on a smart plan. You can do a custom one. Yesterday in our team, was that yesterday? Tuesday in our team meeting, Susan and Jessica mentioned other regions. Some of the trainers are having really great success with contacting. If you're getting ignored by these leads, then you're supposed to be contacting them every day for 12 days straight, which is a little intense. But until they tell you no or to leave them alone, then always stay in their ear. It's going to look however you want it to look, Katie, is either you follow up first with a text message and then email and then a mailer, anything like that, just to stay in front of them. And sometimes you're going to get people that say, yes, I am interested, but I'm actually still 6 to 8 months out. Well, then you're going to tag them a little differently and separate your leads out, either the do not call list, the 3 to 6 months out, the 6 to 12 months out, and then the no responses. You're going to kind of have a plan for each different group, if that makes sense.
Yeah, love that. All right, let's see. How does Command mark that the lead came from a campaign, or is that something we need to do? So Brian, it's going to mark that it came from a Facebook ad lead is going to be the term. I couldn't think of it. And then Julia reminded me in the chat. So that's,
if you want to click on my leads at the top of the page, you can see in there what it says. So if you click that little arrow, that'll take you straight to your contacts. Then you can filter by leads only. And this is how I do it. If you guys find an easier way or you like doing it differently, that's fine too. I do leads only, apply, and then up at the top, I sort by updated, which you might have to add it back to my column. So you can add columns there, updated, apply. And when you click those columns up at the top in the gray part, you can sort those leads by the updated date. And obviously our newest lead will pop up at the top. When you click into that lead, it says lead received from my ad number and then what I named the ad over on the right-hand side, note created. It created that note for me. And then up above it, for whatever reason, it tags it again as it changed to a Facebook ad lead. If you're on the fly and you have Kelly and you get notified that you got a new lead and you want to send them a quick text right then when you get it, send them a text straight from Kelly. When you open Kelly, your new leads will scroll at the top of your Kelly. You can hit the little message button, and then Command will keep track that you actually did text them. And then you can come back and put all that activity and notes in when you're able to sit down at the computer.
Great, love that. Let's see, another one of the chat. Okay, thank you. Okay, you guys, I don't think we have any more questions. I hope this was very informative and I hope you gained some value from this. I wanted to bring Cody into this because it just gives you a different perspective as far as, you know, what is an agent thinking. I can train you guys all day long, but when I don't have experience as an agent, I feel like sometimes I don't give you guys the value that you sometimes need. So thank you, Cody, for joining us today and giving them a different perspective. This is being recorded, so if you came in late or had to pop off early and you're having to rewatch this, this is going to be on Facebook to rewatch, and then also it's going to be uploaded to our YouTube channel. So thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you. We miss you guys. Hopefully we can all see each other face to face again soon, but until next time, I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.